Wow guys, I cannot believe that the V-MODA BoomPro Pro has gone under our radar for so long, and in any gaming headset review, any microphone test, people are always commenting, hey, check out the V-MODA BoomPro Pro, because it is actually a really good alternative to, let's say, a Modmic 4 or Modmic 5, and a really good substitute for, built-in or included microphones on many gaming headsets. This thing is only $30, which makes it a really good value to add a professional, good-sounding boom microphone to your gaming pair. Let's check it out right after this. What would you like? So I'm looking for a gaming headset with a bit of everything, but not overkill. Something that folds on your neck. Sure. How about a light frame without excessive clamping force? Yes. Comfortable ear cushions with proper internal padding? Excellent, I will take. The cable and the microphone are removable. Fine, this is the one. Multi-platform compatibility with virtual surround sound dongle available. Can I just take one? And the sound quality you'll be satisfied with. So the new Cooler Master MH751 and 752 are here to make your gaming experience. So I think many people are wondering whether or not the cheaper BoomPro solution is, a better direction for quality microphone audio to your gaming headset versus something like the Modmic series, the Modmic 4 or the Modmic 5. Those things are more expensive, of course, especially the Modmic 5 that sounds fantastic, but it's $70 and is almost the price of like gaming headsets that you might be adding the BoomPro Pro to. So from a pricing perspective, the BoomPro all the way. But unlike the Modmic series that you can attach to any gaming headset because of the magnetic clamp system, the BoomPro is a different solution. It is not meant to clamp on the side of the headset like the Modmic series. Instead, it has its own 4-pole connection that you insert into compatible headsets, therefore replacing the default cable. And this brings us to our first limitation almost, where this BoomPro Pro is designed to work with V-MODA headsets, but many also gaming headsets have, removable cables that use a standard 4-pole connection, and it's perfect for that. But if your cable on the headset is non-removable, then you cannot really attach the boom mic to that headset. Now, luckily for all the gaming pairs that I own that have a removable cable for the headset, this thing fits because it's slightly longer, it has a nice thin profile, so if there's any housing limitations or like this almost like proprietary clip-on click-in system for the headset, the BoomPro should fit. It fits on my Cooler Master MH752 and 751. It fits perfectly fine with my G Pro headset from Logitech because, again, the cable is removable and it's just standard 4-pole connection, so it's not proprietary to anything. But for my Sennheiser pairs that use a thinner input here, you cannot install the BoomPro Pro because it will not fit. I really like the low profile nature of this microphone. The boom arm is flexible, it is quite thin but stays in position unless you move it. The actual microphone capsule is quite thick, you can kind of detect it where it is around your mouth and adjust it accordingly. It does not come with a boom filter or a pop filter, but I think that's fine. You can simply move it further away if you're breathing into it, and definitely I would say like a more discreet solution versus something like the Modmic series that has its own cabling, and that is definitely one main advantage unless you go with the wireless Modmic. This is all in one cable. Since it replaces the default cable on the headset, you don't have to worry about cable management. We have a nice little joystick control with a clip-on. We have mic mute and a volume dial, and the cable itself splits into another 4-pole connection, so you can insert that into your notebook, for example, or we have a splitter so you can split that into headphone and microphone for your motherboard or notebook. One thing to mention is that it is meant to attach to the left side, as with most V-MODA headsets, the microphone is on the left, but because of the flexible nature of the boom mic, if the removable cable on your headset might be potentially on the right side, you could plug it in still there and rotate the microphone to face the proper side, because the actual steel band here is flexible, and that is not an issue by rotating the capsule back. But now it is time to hear what the microphone sounds like. Let's read some Homo Deus. Let me read you a little excerpt on the chapter called The Right to Happiness. It appears that our happiness bangs against some mysterious glass ceiling that does not allow it to grow despite all our unprecedented accomplishments. Even if we provide free food for everybody, cure all diseases, and ensure world peace, it won't necessarily shatter that glass ceiling. Achieving real happiness is not going to be much easier than overcoming old age and death. The glass ceiling of happiness is held in place by two stout pillars, one psychological, the other biological. On a psychological level, happiness depends on expectations rather than objective conditions. We don't become satisfied by leading a peaceful and prosperous existence. Rather, we become satisfied when reality matches our expectations. The bad news is that as conditions improve, expectations balloon. Dramatic improvements in conditions, as humankind has experienced in recent decades, translate into greater expectations rather than greater contentment. If we don't do something about this, our future achievements too might leave us as dissatisfied as ever. On the biological level, both our expectations and our happiness are determined by our biochemistry rather than by our economic, social, and political situation. According to the life sciences, happiness and suffering are nothing but different balances of bodily sensations. We never react to events in the outside world, but only to the sensations in our own bodies. Conversely, science says that nobody's ever made happy by getting a promotion, winning the lottery, or even finding true love. People are made happy by one thing and one thing only: pleasant sensations in their bodies. If you get a promotion but for some reason don't feel any pleasant sensations, you will not feel satisfied. The opposite is also true. If you have just been fired but are experiencing very pleasant sensations because you popped some pills, you might still feel on top of the world. This is the fault of evolution. For countless generations, our biochemical system adapted to increasing our chances of survival and reproduction, not our happiness. Thank you for sticking along during this insightful reading about happiness. I think the BoomPro sounds excellent for $30, comparable to the Modmic 4. Very similar sounding, but $20 cheaper. I still feel like throughout this entire collection, the Modmic 5 sounded the best. Has the most body, the most clear and warmth, versus everything else, has little compromises here and there in terms of the vocal characteristics, but let me know which microphone sounded best to you in the comments. Improve your workflow with Stream Deck Mini by Elgato, giving you 6 fully customizable LCD keys for macro commands, hotkeys, amp launches, media control, and a full array of customization for OBS, Twitch, XSplit, and more. Check out the Stream Deck Mini down below. And I would say the main downfall for the BoomPro is actually also its strength, simply because of the installation. You need to have a headset that supports a 3.5mm 4-pole connection. Otherwise, it's going to be incompatible. But also the fact that you are replacing the default cable means that you don't have to deal with additional cables like you would with the Modmic series. And while the price point is competitive, the microphone quality improvement you get versus, let's say, the G Pro from Logitech or the MH752, it's there. It sounds better than the default microphones, but you just ask yourself if that is worth to you the $30. And I'm guessing it's a really good addition for V-MODA headphones because of that 3.5mm input on the side. Alright guys, I'm Dmitry, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.